tradition for everybody here. Ho, ho, ho. Oh,
Ho,
we're
ho,
toasted
ho.
with the eggnog. Nice, Ravi. Very nice. Okay, so this week on the crossover, we got big news coming out of the association. Late last week, Rondo's chip has been dropped. Ainge, I guess, I guess he felt like he couldn't hang on any longer, wait for this unicorn deal he thought he was going to get for Rondo. And all the time Rondo was playing, we're getting diminishing returns. So he decided to pull the trigger with Big D, and Big D makes the move. My Mavericks decided to go all in, put the chips all in, and decided to go with Rondo. So the deal is Rondo, essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, Ravi, it's Rondo going back the other way to Boston is Brandan Wright, Jae Crowder, a first round pick, 2 second round picks or 1 second round pick?
I think it was one second,
One second round pick. Am I missing anybody else in this deal?
I think that's it.
That's it, yeah. So, as the resident Maverick fan here on the show, I will say that overall, on the surface, this deal makes sense. I know why Dallas did it. This is going back to the discussion we had when we discussed Dallas a couple weeks earlier when they played the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
That listen, you can't be going to your franchise player and telling you'll hold back some money. I'm gonna fix you and do you right in this case, and then give me Chandler Parsons for $15 million, and then he's sitting there
Exactly.
riding pine. You better do a little more than that. So this is pretty much like Dirk saying like, yo, where's this run for the championship? Yeah, we score a lot of points, but we're not beating anybody, which I told you then made me nervous. I say Dallas don't play. Hey, I know my team, man. Aesthetically, it looked good, the record, but I wasn't feeling it. They ain't getting it closed out against the big time teams. So they made this move for Rondo. On the surface, I like it, but I will say this up front. Remember, you heard it here first, folks. Okay. Overall, I am concerned about this deal. Rondo's style of play versus how Dallas plays offensively makes me very nervous. Okay, I would say I think defensively it makes sense because I think Rondo plays best when he has a big, like most guards, especially ones like him that attack and be aggressive. And his length with having Tyson Chandler back there makes perfect sense. However, offensively, Rondo likes to pound that ball. Rondo is an assist hog. He wants to get an assist on everything. If he's giving you a loaf of bread, he wants you, in this case, to add an assist to his tally. Okay? So, when you look at Dallas play, Dallas is like motion, constant movement. Even Monte Ellis, who's notoriously throughout his career a guy that pounds the ball, has bought into this system. I am concerned that in this case, Rondo's going to upset the apple cart. It'll be curious to see the splits before and after Rondo of assists per game for Dallas. And in this case, however ball movement is measured. How many passes are made during the offensive set before they shoot? I would be curious to see it. Because Rondo does not play that style when he was in Boston at his best time. It was run down the clock to about 8 seconds, and then I execute a play. So we'll see. That's my take on it.
I mean, I really don't think. I think you pretty much captured it all there. I don't think there's not too much I can add to that. But I would say from a off court perspective and from a locker room perspective, I have concerns about. I mean, we all know Rondo throughout his career. He's he has
he's mercurial to say the least.
Exactly. He's a loose cannon at times, and Monte Ellis. I mean, he's been known to have his moments as well. So I mean, there hasn't been any issues thus far in Dallas.
More the situation than Monte personally.
But I mean, you put those types of personalities together. I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean, I think that's one thing to kind of not saying anything will happen, but it's something to look at. I think when he was in Boston, Rondo was at his best when he had that veteran group of guys to kind of keep him in check to a certain extent.
Dallas's team is, for the most part, a veteran team, right? Like, who's he going to put up his chest with? Tyson Chandler? Who are you going to put up his chest against with? I mean, Jameer Nelson ain't backing on no one. Hey, I do want to go and square off with Dwight Howard. You think he's worried about little Rondo? These dudes, these are professional dudes, guys. They're not going to say, as you said, Monte Ellis, same thing.
Hey.
They're going to put him in check.
I totally agree. No, I hear you. But, I think Dallas has been, they haven't been great, but they haven't been horrible. They've been playing relatively, well. They've been average, middle of the pack. And you just got to look at the chemistry issues. And like you said, Rondo wants an assist for, he's looking for that assist.
Oh, yeah.
He's looking for that APG.
Oh, yeah.
So,
right. Like he's actually he's the actually complete opposite and the antithesis of how Dallas's philosophy is for offense. Like if you think about
it. Exactly. So, I just say look at the chemistry going forward. Like I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Right.
But again, I commend Dallas. I mean, they're making a move. They get the.
I'll ask you this. Is it making a move for the sake of making a move? Because does this make Dallas any discernibly better? Are we moving up the ranks of the Western Conference with this move?
I say if Rondo buys into the system, yes, it does make them a better team overall.
So,
if Rondo's going for self, then,
So you think this case to go south. Okay, with Rondo, am I better than Golden State now?
No. I wouldn't say you're better than Golden State just yet.
Okay, I'm going to give it. Am I better than San Antonio now?
Not better than San Antonio. I would put them ahead of Portland, for providing everything works out.
I move up one rung in this case here. Am I better than Clippers now?
That one's a toss-up. That one's a toss-up for me. It's not a clear cut.
I'm looking at home court now. I'm looking at possibly is it the Clippers?
Exactly, and you see that's what I'm looking. I'm looking at matchups because if they can get once they get into the top four, if they have home court in the first round, that could change a lot of things. I mean, like I said, I think we touched on this a couple episodes back, but I mean, the Clippers have not shown me something this year for me to say that these guys are a force to be reckoned with thus far. So I think if Dallas has a home court and they match up with the Clippers in the first round, anything can happen there. Anything can happen there.
All right, man. So there you have it, man. That's R gives his point of view on it. I think we're on the same page on that. You have a little more optimism about as far as that this is a deal that can be more impactful within the Western Conference. I am still lukewarm on this, but we'll see. I don't know, man. I think another move's got to be made if Dallas wants to be serious contenders. But let's see how it all plays out, man.
Well, your other team in the East just cut Josh Smith, so hey.
That might be next week's discussion. But then you should find a home. Detroit. Oh, geez. Don't start with them. Okay, moving on. All right, man. Here we go, man. So we decided this week, obviously, it's leading up to Christmas time. So, we decided to go and check to see what's underneath the stocking and do our naughty and nice list, as you can see here. Robbie there already having a little sip of the eggnog. Hopefully it's just eggnog. We'll see.
Little holiday spirits, my friend.
Hey, I don't blame you one bit, man. Save some for me. All right, so here we go. Naughty or nice list is what we want to do. So I decided to play a little game and threw it out to Robbie what he thought. I had one naughty person you thought was naughty this year in 2014, and one you thought was nice in this case. That did a nice job throughout the year. So we're gonna go with our naughty side. And Robbie, I'll let you go first, man. Who do you have on your naughty list here? Who's getting cold?
I'm gonna remix a little bit, Brian. So I got two candidates on the naughty list here. So one, and this is of personal pain to me, Jim Buss and Jeannie Buss are on my naughty list.
Oh, you got them two intertwined as one, okay.
I have them all as one entity, Brian.
The Buss family.
The Buss family is on my naughty list.
Oh, boy.
Because for the last few years, they've caused me all kinds of grief and pain and suffering.
Rant is about to begin, folks. Rant alert. Rant alert. Rant alert.
If this one's so expensive, I'll pour out a little. Now, let me get started. So, one, let's recap the situation.
Uh-huh.
You get Dwight Howard without a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
The trade deadline passed. He didn't commit. You got nothing for him when you could have traded and got some pieces to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You had Pau Gasol. You've been trying to trade Pau Gasol since 2011.
Mm-hmm.
He became a free agent last season. You let Pau Gasol go without any pieces,
right?
Without getting anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you for the next couple of years, and let's not forget the Kobe contract.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you think it's fair or unfair, I mean those two weren't. Jeannie Buss and Jim Buss and Mitch. I don't think they were aligned on that decision. I think that was more a Jeannie Buss decision to show loyalty to Kobe for his years of service and things of that nature. But I think if that was up to Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak,
well, we know for sure.
That type of contract.
Yeah, Kupchak is pretty
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kupchak just had to play the good soldier and follow orders on that one. So, I mean, the two parties weren't aligned there. And I'll even throw it back to 2011
This for 2014,
when they could have gotten Chris Paul. Huh? Hey, it's all coming out tonight, Brian. So I will throw it back to 2011 when they could have gotten Chris Paul. That deal was done. That deal was made right after the new CBA was agreed upon, and they dropped it. They dropped the deal on the same day, and all the other owners.
That's not their fault at this point. Commissioner started strong arming.
Well, it was their committee. He's another. That's another issue. You're but right. I mean, in terms of,
he's always on my naughty
Jeannie
list.
was at that. Jeannie was at the conference with the rest of the owners, and she could have, she could have put word back to Jim and Mitch about the mindset of the owners in the conference. Say, hey, you might not want to announce this deal just yet. Wait maybe a week or so. But the fact that the owners were so, I mean, let's face it, this CBA was designed to really go after teams like the Lakers, who pretty much had their way for the past few years. And now you signed the deal, and now you do the exact same thing. Oh, you got Chris Paul, possibly Dwight Howard coming to LA right after the CBA signed. It just didn't go over well. And I think there could have been some alignment there, but they're on my naughty list, the Bus family.
Wow.
And part 2 of the naughty list.
Wait, we're getting 2? I told you 1. 1.
James, well, it was 1, but James Johnson has to go on the naughty list for that dunk that he put down on Dwight Crowder. There was no need for that, James. You, my friend, that was so disrespectful, as Stephen A. would say. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was not nice, man. Oh, my gosh. They're putting the APB on my boy Drummond right now, guys. That was not pretty.
Man, James Johnson, sir, you are on the naughty list for that one.
Yeah, that was nasty, man. Okay, I like that. Okay, so here's on my naughty list, man. Funny enough, my naughty and my nice, I might give away my nice by doing this, was all in the same area, in this case, for Sunday in the great city, fair city of Toronto. My naughty, I'm going to go on the other coast, to the other major market. My goodness, the New York Knickerbockers. You know when they tell you when you're in trouble with your parents, you got to give the government name? Well, I had to go full out with this New York Knickerbockers guy. What is going on with this team? Okay, and this is like from calendar years.
5-25.
Oh my God.
5-25.
And I'm going not just the Knickerbockers. I'm going to isolate to one individual. A person that usually doesn't get on a naughty list, usually in this case here. But I got to put him on. I got to put him on there. That's one Philip Jackson.
We know who it is.
Exactly.
That's right.
One Philip Jackson. Maybe it's a family affair tonight with the naughty list. I don't know. You got the girlfriend. I'm just the boyfriend. What? The first thing. He acts in this case, you have this pretty girl in school in this case here, and she's waiting for someone to ask her out for the big dance. But then when she doesn't get asked, she pretty much says, well, heck, I got to go with the dance. I'll just take the little nerd down the street and he'll come with me to dance, even though I really don't want to go with him. So that was the New York Knickerbockers. He was hoping the Lakers would ask him out for the dance, but the Lakers never did really ask him for the dance. His next choice was hoping that a Seattle team would come and he would get to go to the dance with them, but that didn't happen. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go with you, New York, to the ball. Fine, I'll go in the ball with you. So be it. I'll go to the party with you. So they go with New York. And you know that's never going to end well, that date. That date never ends well. Wherever you go there when you really don't want to. That date never ends well. So now they're at the date now, and we're now at the party now, and we're seeing how it's starting. She's over there by the punch table. She don't want to dance with him. He's trying to ask to dance. She's trying to give him the cold shoulder. This is what's happening. When he's right up to LA getting stuff done, he's sending tweets out pretty much saying, hey guys, let's see you get a road win here, blah, blah. Dudes don't want to hear that. I mean, then we start with that. Let's start back now even before that, the coaching decision. So this dude decides that he's going to implement a system, his own system, which we knew was coming to triangle. And it looks like in this case only a certain set of people could coach the triangle, which seems to be any foreign player that seems to be Phil's foreign player. So he sets out pretty much saying, I'm planning to get Steve Kerr. Therefore putting all sorts of messages out there that I'm getting Steve Kerr. Well, Golden State was saying, well, heck, Steve Kerr's out there in the market. We weren't thinking Steve Kerr was looking to coach. Well, what the heck? Well, let's go see if we get Steve Kerr before Phil does. We got a 50-plus win team. What's Phil got? So he pretty much throws out his hand out to everybody. They scoop out Steve Kerr right up underneath his nose. And And then he's sitting there going, he's holding the bag with nothing. So next thing you know, he gets Derek Fisher. He's so desperate for a coach. He has to get Derek Fisher, who hadn't even finished playing yet, to come and coach a team who's never coached before. Are you serious? Nick, hold on, we're not done yet.
Let me tell you something. I thought Lenny Wilkins was a coach that showed no type of emotion on the sideline. But Derek Fisher takes it to a whole new level. This dude, whether they're down 20, up 5, he just stands there with his arms folded. Well, he gets the Lenny Wilkins Award.
He had one moment the other night. I don't know if it was against the Raptors or maybe a game before I was watching them. They were playing someone on Friday night. The Bulls. Yeah, you got all fired up and vexed about something. But nonetheless, the Phil's messed up situation. He decides we made a joke about this. You know, we good in the streets. Lamar Odom, he signs for about a couple days for a cup of coffee, and then cuts him. Like, what are you even doing there? Like, what are you doing? And that's just before even the draft started. Okay, we didn't get the draft yet. The draft itself, I think, actually is the best part of his whole entire year. I like Clee Anthony early. I think it's a pretty decent pick. You know, and Greek Freak's brother was a nice second round pick. I actually thought the draft was the only bright spot for the Knicks this whole year. Then let's get to free agency. Okay, we've discussed this already before. Listen, don't mess with my man and his money, okay? You got your money. Don't be asking folks to do discounts and do you favors in this case here. If you want Carmelo Anthony, you go get Carmelo Anthony. Don't be asking folks to give you a little hometown discount type of business, a little trim off the top. Nah, that business, I don't care who it does it. From Phil Jackson to Bo Jackson. Whoever's saying it, I ain't down with it. So screw that. Forget that, Phil. When you're betting pay your 12 or 14 million a year, ain't no one telling you in this case, how about you give a little something for the folks back at home? No, there ain't no one doing that for you. So don't give me that crap, okay? So he gets Carmelo then. And then he makes a trade with Tyson Chandler for Calderon with Felton. And I'm sitting there going like, okay, and where is this leading to? Because everyone knows in Toronto, Calderon's a nice player. In this case, it's going to do nothing for you. He'll give you a lot of Revlon stats, but he ain't going to get you no wins, really. So I'm sitting there going like this.
Exactly. Yep.
And somehow, in true New York media fashion, they took this hook, line, and sinker, thinking that, well, the Knicks are going to make a run for the playoffs. Like, have you seen this roster? Are you kidding me? This is like, then he's got a bunch of players that cannot play the triangle and force them to play a system they can't play. Like, really? Amari Stoudemire, the guy can play the triangle? Really? You know, so that I don't my rant on that one. So that's my naughty list. Let's get in the nice one because I don't want to take up too much time here. Who you got for your nice, man?
Well, on the nice list, man, I got to shout out the Golden State Warriors. I got to shout out the Memphis Grizzlies. And I got to shout out the hometown Toronto Raptors for giving their fans something to cheer about this season.
All right.
These guys have been nice surprises. The fans in each city has been rejuvenated. A lot of support for these guys. And, you know, quite frankly, it's, as a fan watching, it's good to see some variety there up in the standings. And I think it'll make the playoffs very interesting as well, too.
Yeah, and fun teams, by the way. Fun teams to watch.
Very fun, very fun teams to watch. I mean, like, their style of play is very, engaging to the fans to sit there and watch. So, shout out to those guys on the nice list.
So,
and
wait,
I'm going to give you a surprise one on the night.
You can't be throwing bonus ones in here and stuff like that. You got one in this case. You're throwing bonus in this? You had one. You threw 3 teams in there. Like, come on now.
Okay. All right. I was going to give you... I'll hold that one for another episode.
Okay, cool. All right, here's my nice list. You actually took one of the teams I wanted to discuss, the hometown team, Toronto Raptors. As a Toronto Raptors and a basketball fan, the city of Toronto is not a fun place to be most falls and winters. Before we had a team, I'm still a Pistons fan. I'll always be a Pistons fan. You know, that's the team I grew up with. But it was great when we got a team in 1995, that kind of kicked off the Raptors. I've always followed the Raptors. And watching this team with their ups and downs, I think what my nice list is about is not so much just the Raptors' success, but the love in this case and the respect in this case that the Raptor fan base is finally getting. I mean, people think, it's like, some outpost out here in Toronto. Let me tell you something, folks. There's some diehard basketball fans that know as much hoops as anybody in New York, LA, Detroit, Chicago, or anywhere else in the States. Hardcore fandom. You go on any forums in this case here, I guarantee you the most popular board by about 5 times a factor is going to be the Raptor board. Plain and simple, be it Real Jam or any other one. So, It was great to see Jurassic Park out there live, going crazy in the springtime. It was great to see finally some responsible basketball men and women in positions to run this team for once. So, hey, if Tim Leiweke's gone after this year, that's the best present, as far as I'm concerned, that's ever been given to not just the Raptors, but Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment. Finally getting basketball-minded individuals, not guys in this case that have to be selling condos inside and then say, okay, we'll just put you in that basketball position. No, not guys in this case who are trying to look for their next job. Not guys in this case will get off the cheap. Legitimate basketball men that are at the peak of their powers in this case, and I appreciate it. And just a slow clap for the Raptors and the Raptor fan base, man. So that's my nice, man. So I'm gonna end you off there, man.
A slow clap for the Raptor fan base. There we go.
There we go. So it's Raptors and the Raptor fan base. What's going on here in the T-Dot? So where can the good folks find you, Ravi?
At Mr. Ravi _Porvita.
Okay, and you can find me as usual at Beyond the Locker Room RM. And folks, just Merry Christmas, be safe this holiday season. We'll catch you next week, and we'll probably discuss the Christmas games and see how that's going. But once again, thanks for all the support you've given us throughout the year, man. Rob, anything else from
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, early Happy New Year, and looking forward to some holiday hoops.
That's right, man. Take care, everybody. Peace.